Okay, very good evening to you all. It's round about 8:30, 25 to 9 here in the UK. Very warm welcome. We're going to look at the 8 hands that some of you have been playing this evening, and they were all on squeezes of one type or another tonight, as you've been warned they would be. And we did specify at the beginning this was match points. There's at least one hand that couldn't possibly be made, but the object was to limit your losses as best you could. But match points, over tricks, important, and under tricks, if you're going off, they're important too. Okay. As always, if you have any questions or comments on any of the things we talk about, then please send them to the table and we will do our best to answer them. We have Jeff Simpson with us this evening, old friend of mine, but very knowledgeable. You wouldn't think so to watch one of his hands tonight, but he has these moments, so his wife says. But anyway, welcome, Jeff. Nice to have you with us. Okay, the first board that you played is on your screen, and the auction that we have, pass from north, 1 heart, double from south, redouble from west. If you're playing 5-card majors, I wouldn't be redoubling that. I'd be bidding 2 no trumps to say I've got a good raise to 3 hearts or better. But if you're only playing 4-card majors, the bidding doesn't make a lot of sense otherwise. But north bids a spade because his partner's asked him to show his hand, and that goes past. East is passing just in case his partner's got a fistful of spades and wants to penalise the spade bid. But West rather changes his mind and bids 4 hearts now. And that's our final sequence. And we lead off with a top club. King of clubs, I think we were specified. North shows his count in the standard way. At least one table played a queen of clubs to try and deflect north from the rough, but south wasn't having it. He's got a very clear signal from his partner. So he roughs. And what does he exit with? Well, doesn't want to play a diamond, that is for sure. So either a trump or a spade. I mean, let's assume a spade. So this is a position that is fairly automatic to reach. Okay. Now, if we remember the auction, it was south who doubled. So south is very likely to have the king of diamonds. Very likely to have the king of diamonds. And we already know from the play so far that south has also got the 10 of clubs. We may not know it's the 10, we ought to, but we should know that it's higher than the 9. But in that case, it's possible that we can squeeze him if we cash our remaining winners. So a straightforward squeeze. The 2 threats will be the 3rd diamond in our hand, the queen of diamonds. If south is forced to come down to king X of diamonds, then we can take a finesse. In fact, we'll probably take the finesse first to make sure that he has got the king of diamonds. Because if the king of diamonds is wrong, then we're not making this contract anyway. So let's draw 2 rounds of trumps. We might need another entry back to our hand, so we'll play the spade first, just in case the trumps are breaking badly. Now we'll play a trump and overtake it. But the trumps are broken, so it didn't matter. If they hadn't broken, we would draw the 3rd one. No, we wouldn't. If they hadn't broken, we'd simply take the diamond finesse and then we'd draw the 3rd one. Okay, so what do we know now? We know south has got the king of diamonds, And we also know he's got the 10 of clubs. He's got 5 cards left. What cards is he going to have left if we play 3 rounds of hearts? He's got to hang on to the 10 of clubs, and he's got to hang on to the King X of diamonds. But that's only 2 cards. He can throw 2 spades. The third one is going to give him difficulty. So here we go. What North plays is irrelevant. He can throw spades away. Wasn't actually necessary for us to take the diamond finesse first, but it just clarified the position, if you like. We're fairly sure it was right. Here's the one that does the damage. If South throws the club, declarer will throw the 9 of diamonds from West, and the 9 of clubs will be good. And if South throws a diamond, then the 9 of clubs, having done its work, will be discarded, and declarer will have the Ace of diamonds, which will drop the king, and the Queen of diamonds will then be his 10th trick. So South can choose his poison, but he can't make the contract. Well, he'll probably throw a diamond in the hope that his partner's got the queen. There knows the 9 of clubs is not going to be any good now. And here comes trick 10. So a straightforward squeeze. No show up squeeze. It's just a straightforward positional squeeze against South. It wouldn't work if North was the victim, because North would be discarding after dummy. So we couldn't keep the threats. Both the threats effectively were in dummy. We couldn't cash the Ace of diamonds first to isolate the Queen of diamonds in our hand, because then we'd have no entry to reach the other club. So positional squeeze, but one that was fairly obvious once we think about it. We know South has got the club. We know South has got the King of diamonds. At least the bidding strongly suggests it. So we check on that, and then we simply need to cash our winners, making sure we have the entries we want to finish in the right place. So that was board 1. I don't know how many people made it, Sanya. Do you know? I don't know what happened to Susie. Susie always used to be here to tell us all these things. She didn't look. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. But, do we have any questions or comments on the play of board 1? Okay, we will move on to board 2. I don't know. I haven't seen or heard from her for a long time, and she just hasn't been around, I don't think. So, yeah. Right, we'll give you the bidding from board 2. It goes 1, possibly SAYC type club. 2 diamonds from South, a typical weak bid. Weak jump over call, not that weak, but a reasonable bid. 2 spades from West. Can't complain at that. North passes. 3 spades from East. Pass. And 4 spades from West. And we get the lead of the 9 of diamonds. All said and done, that's the suit that partner has bid. Why shouldn't we lead that? Now, and I noticed at least at one table that this diamond was ducked by declarer. I mean, I think it's probably right to cover it with the 10, just in case that's a singleton and declarer decides to duck it. But I don't. If you're going to take the heart finesse anyway, well, you know, maybe you should take the heart finesse now, and you may be able to throw your losing diamond away on a set-up heart. If the heart finesse is working, then your diamond loser is going to disappear. So I think it's almost certainly right to win this trick. Yeah, you ask any questions you like, you know, knock who's there if you want to. But, any question that you want to ask, we'll treat with we won't call you silly, I promise. You know, they're all valid questions. Right, so we're going to take the heart finesse. Now, as south, it might be a good idea to duck this, but it's a bit on the risky side because it's likely he's got it. But I don't think he's going to in practice. So, plays the king of diamonds. And why not another diamond? All right, now declarer doesn't want north to ruff this, so he's going to ruff high. North can throw 8-12, say. All right. Now, what have we got? Well, we've got 2 more heart tricks. If the hearts are breaking, we've got 3 tricks and the clubs don't matter. All right, but let's assume that they don't. Well, we can draw at least 2 rounds of trumps first. So let's, we've got a heart entry to dummy anyway. So let's start off by playing a trump to the queen. And another trump back. We don't have to ruff anything in dummy, but well, we can play another spade. That's all right. North can't afford to throw a heart away. And to clarify the heart position, we're now going to play the hearts. But if we ruff a heart now, we still don't know who's got the queen of clubs. Maybe we should do something about keeping another entry to our hand so that the heart becomes a threat. So we're going to go back to this point. Now we'll play a heart. You catch the ace of hearts. And we now know that North has got the 10 of hearts. The South hasn't got any. That 3 of hearts in the East hand is a threat against North. But we don't know who's got the Queen of Clubs. But let's see what happens if we now play a spade. North has to hang on to his 10 of hearts. And when we play another spade, he has to still hang on to his 10 of hearts. And now we know he's got 1 heart and 2 clubs left. Well, because we need the heart threat, or we need to take the club finesse and hope that it's right. But by keeping the heart as a threat, Glynis, we reach this position. Look at where we've reached. We now know that North has got a heart and 2 clubs because he hasn't got anything else. He hasn't got any diamonds. He was ruffing diamonds. So if he's got 2 clubs, his partner has only got 2 clubs. This is what we will call a show-up squeeze. We know he's only got one heart. We know he hasn't got any diamonds. So we don't take the club finesse, because if it hasn't appeared when North plays this club, then he can't have it, because his last card is the 10 of hearts. And now we successfully drop the queen. And the jack is good. Called a show up because North discards, tell declarer that South has got the queen and that it's going to drop. When a heart was played, South discarded. Did South do? We'd drawn 3 rounds of trumps at that point, have we not? Let's try it again. Oh, let me have a look again. Right, the contract again. Oh, it's 4 spades by West. We've just right, so we get the lead of the diamond. South overtakes. And we take an immediate heart finesse, because if that's right, we can get rid of our diamond loser. But it's not right. Okay, so now he continues with the diamond. And we're roughing it high. And North is going to throw a club. So now we're going to draw the trumps with 3 rounds of trumps. Now 2 hearts. What have I done wrong here? Why have I done something wrong? Oh, I see. Right, here's the point at which we know that North is looking after the hearts and that his remaining cards have to be clubs. So he's got 1 heart and 3 clubs, and we don't know whether he's got the queen of clubs or not. We play a club now to the ace. Now the king of spades, and North has to hang on to his 10 of hearts. And we can throw the 3 of hearts away now, because if North has got the queen of clubs, it's going to drop. And if South's got the queen of clubs, it's going to drop. That's why we call it a show-up squeeze. North having to hang on to the 10 of hearts gave away the position of the queen of clubs. We're going to cash the last club now. Yes, I need to come back to hand with the ace of clubs, not with the spade. That's what I was messing around with. I am sorry. Okay, do we have any questions or comments on board 2? So I think probably wrong to duck the first diamond, because now you can't find out about how the hearts are breaking. You can take the heart finesse subsequently, but you can't find out that North has 4. Whereas if you take the ace of diamonds and take the heart finesse, if it's successful, you're going to be able to get rid of that diamond sooner or later. And if it's not successful, then at least you can find out who it is that has 4 hearts, if anybody. It might be 3-3, we never know.
I think the main point, Colin, that people struggle with is they are not counting the clubs. They've seen clubs vanish, but they still don't realise that they're just 2-2.
Well, 2-2 by the time we get down to that point. Exactly right, Jeff. Yes. Yeah. I mean, if you just simply count the clubs, we started off with 3 in each hand, and by the time we get to the point where we played the last spade, North has discarded 3 clubs and followed with the club to the ace. So, and we know his other card is a club, so he must have started off with 5. He hasn't got any diamonds, he's been roughing those. We know he started with 4 hearts. We know he started with 2 spades. He started with 13 cards. That means he had 5 clubs that may or may not include the queen. We don't know. But what we do know, that when we play them in the order we did, when he plays his last club and it's not the queen, there is no point in taking the finesse. He cannot have another club because his remaining card, we know, is a heart. That shows the value of counting, particularly counting distribution. The experts do it almost automatically. You know, they'll very quickly establish that Isis has got a 5-3-3-2 shape or whatever. Yeah. It is hard, Makiko. All I can say is the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's like learning to read. When you start learning to read, it gets very difficult. But we all do it now without even thinking about it, don't we? No, we don't have to track all 52 cards. One of the beauties of this is if you count North for a 2-4-5, 2-4-2-5 shape, then it's simple to work out that his partner is 3-2-6-2, because they got to add up to 13. But the mathematics involved is trivial, but the thing is, you're doing it in lots of different things all at the same time. You're counting winners, you're counting losers, you're counting entries, you're counting trumps, you're trying to count distribution. So you don't need to rough the heart. That heart is a threat. And keeping that heart as a threat gives you the information about the clubs. Either the queen of clubs is going to drop because you will have squeezed North out of the club guard, or he will give away the fact that his partner's only got 2, including the queen, and that will drop. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Any other questions or comments on board 2? We will move on to board 3. He says, board 3, put board 3 to the table. And the auction we are given is 1 spade, 2 hearts overcall, why not? 2 spades from North, presumably playing 5-card majors. Do it otherwise, I don't think. Pass from East, 4 spades. So. Now, the lead we were given was the Ace of Hearts. And that's trick 1. And if you're playing with a sensible partner, that 2 of Hearts can only be a singleton. it can only be a singleton. With a doubleton, he would have played the 8 followed by the 2. So declarer has got another heart, and we can cash another heart. And then surely the right defence is to continue with a third heart. Your partner's going to rough it and it's going to be over roughed, but at least declarer only gets 1 discard. So I don't think it's right to switch. At least 1 table switched, and declarer was able to draw trumps and then lead a heart towards the dummy, and all of a sudden there were 2 discards and he didn't have any problem. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to cash. Yeah, I saw quite a lot of missed defences tonight, Sam. Yeah. Okay, so East he went for a diamond. He doesn't want to give the game away. And now we're going to continue with a third heart. East is going to rough and South is going to over. Okay, now where does that leave South now? Well, what are we looking for? We've got, we can take a club finesse and rough a club. Does that help us? We've got 1 discard. Well, let's draw the trumps then. We'll take 1 spade anyway, at least. We've already roughed with the 9, so we can get home here. Take the club finesse. And now we're going to rough the club. East has got to hang on to those. But now we can draw the trump. Cash a heart. We seem to have, I seem to have got this wrong somehow. Bear with me a minute. Let me put it back to the table. I've done something stupid here. Right, we're in 4 spades by South, aren't we? 4 spades by South. Let's see where I'm missing something here, obviously.
Why King of Hearts, Colin, when you know your partner's got a single, no 3?
Well, yeah, that's what defense is Ace of Hearts, and then the heart 10. This is what Alan is telling me. I think Alan has messed this one up, I think. But let's have a look. It's roughed and over roughed. But I just don't think, I think Declarer is always making it now, come what may. You can take the club finesse and rough a club and just give away a diamond, but has he got any threats? He hasn't got any threats against West. He's got the diamond threat, but that is all.
Yeah, there's always 11 once the club finesse works.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Okay. What did we do here? We'll draw the. We'll. I think Alan's not done this one properly, but I'll find out later. Take the club finesse. And ace of clubs, rough a club. And we throw a diamond away on the ace, on the queen of hearts. Always making 11. I can't see any squeeze on this hand. So this is one of Alan's efforts. I think he's given North one too many heart donor. I think West was supposed to have ace jack 10 rather than North. And then there would be a heart threat. And then we'd have a diamond heart squeeze. Okay, so I think we would have to imagine that the Queen of Hearts was in fact not a winner. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going to claim 11 tricks, but I don't honestly understand what Alan has given me here. Okay. Sorry about that, guys, but these things happen. And Alan takes a lot of time setting these hands up. I know we had to swap these around. Maybe it's when he swapped them around because we had West playing 3 hands, North only playing 1. So our apologies. We'll try and make sure it doesn't happen again. We will move on to board 4. Gloss over that one. Let's export this one to the table. And we're unopposed auction, and North is going to finish in 6 no trumps. That's pass from West. How we get there, it doesn't really matter. It's a fairly routine contract, we would think. And we're going to get the lead of the King of Hearts. Now, what have we got? Well, we have 5 spade tricks and 1 heart trick is 6, and 3 club tricks is 9, and 2 diamonds is, thank you, Chris, thanks very much. 2 diamonds is 11. So we have, well, we have the makings of a squeeze. If East has got the King, Queen, Jack of Hearts, then the 10 of Hearts becomes a threat against him. And if the diamonds are 5, 2 or worse, then only one of them can control the diamonds. So the diamonds could be a threat against somebody. And of course, the clubs might break 3-3, or they could be a threat against somebody. So we've got quite a few different squeeze chances. We've got diamonds, clubs and hearts all involved in possible squeezes. But apart from that, the only legitimate chances are the clubs breaking 3-3, which is roughly 1/3 of the time, or the Queen, Jack, Doubleton, Diamond, which is not going to happen this time this year, if you see what I mean. Right, Keithman. You're absolutely right, Jeff. To keep the options open, and remember the basic rule about squeezes is that you must be able to win all the tricks except one. There are a few somewhat obscure squeezes where that isn't necessary, but for the most part, for the simpler squeezes, we need to be able to win all the tricks except one. And if we're not in that position, we have to bring about that position. Now here we have 11 tricks, all right? But we can't make all the tricks except one if we take this one, because so we could only make 10 more tricks and there's 12 to go. So what we're going to do, we're going to duck this one to rectify the count so that we can win all the tricks except one. Well, one table, I think East switched to the Jack of Clubs. I think it's probably more natural to continue with another heart. He will suspect that the ace is singleton, but so what? Okay, now it seems natural to start off with the spades. Let's cash all the spades, but what are we going to throw from dummy? Well, we can play 3 rounds of spades because we don't need to worry about what we throw from dummy. Right, now, East doesn't want to throw a club. He doesn't know Declarer's got 4 clubs, but he doesn't want to throw a club in case. He only needs to keep 2 hearts. I mean, he can afford to throw 2 hearts. He only needs to keep 1, that Jack. And what can South throw? Well, dummy can throw clubs, because if the clubs are breaking, we don't need these 3 little clubs in dummy. We only need a link to the north hand if we cash the diamonds first. So let's see what happens here. So, well, he can let his heart go. Now, he can't let the heart go. The 10 of hearts is still in dummy and there's still an entry. All right. He can't let a club go. He's got to let a diamond go. We can still let a club go. And West, well, he can throw a diamond. Now, who have we squeezed, if anybody? Well, someone's hang on to 4 clubs. It could be either of them. We don't know. But we know it's East that's hung on to the Jack of Hearts. But that means that somebody is going to have at least 3 diamonds. So if we cashed the clubs, we'd be hoping that it was East rather, that had the Jack of Hearts and all the diamonds. But then he would have been able to throw clubs away, and he didn't. So better for us to cash the King of Diamonds. And the second diamond to dummy, and notice we've still got a club entry to the north hand. And that's the one that does the damage. East can see the 10 of hearts in dummy, so he's not going to throw the Jack of Hearts. He has to throw a club. And now, if our hope was correct, and we know that West has got 2 diamonds left, if we've been counting, so he can't have more than 2 clubs. He just can't have. So now we're going to play the club. And what effectively we know is that East has got a heart winner, West has got a diamond winner. Neither of them could have hung on to 4 clubs. So these clubs are going to be good, whoever's got the Jack and the 10. As Jeff pointed out, it's essential that you dock the first opening lead, to rectify the count so that you can win all the tricks except 1. If you were not in that position, the squeeze wouldn't work, because both the opposition would have an idle card that they could throw away with impunity, and then we don't get the squeeze. The squeezes work because we compress the space. We want them to hang on to 4 cards when they can only keep 3. They want 4, they can only keep 3, so something has to give. That's the whole mechanism behind squeezes. Okay, do we have any other questions or comments? I didn't play all the spades. I didn't know but as you saw, Makiko, you can always throw those clubs. As long as you keep a club entry, you can throw 2 clubs from dummy. You were never going to make a trick with the 2, 4, 6 of clubs. So as long as you kept at least 1, then you could throw those with impunity. And if they were breaking 3-3 all the time, they'll still be breaking 3-3 at the end. I've said that millions of times. You know, if the suit's going to be breaking 3-3, you don't need to try it out to see if it is. If it is, it'll still be breaking 3-3 at trick 9 rather than at trick 4. Any other questions or comments on board 4? Yes, you do have to play the diamonds because you can appreciate that the diamonds are not going to be in the same hand as the hearts. If they were, East would have been throwing clubs away, and we know where the Jack of Hearts is. So the diamonds effectively become the squeeze card. Once East starts throwing diamonds away, then he can't have diamonds and the Jack of Hearts. So we don't have a diamond threat against him. We do have a diamond threat against his partner, but effectively it's a double squeeze because neither of them, West can't keep diamonds and the clubs, and East can't keep hearts and the clubs. Quite right, Jeff, yes. You need to watch the opposition's discards. It's very easy to just turn a blind eye to what the opposition throw away, but they won't throw away cards that they think are going to be useful. They'll try not to. They'll try to throw cards away that they think they can spare. They can't always spare them, but they, you know, if they play them smoothly enough, you know, people bear kings and things like that in an effort to get you to get it wrong. Done it myself sometimes. Sitting with the king over dummies ace queen, got king X, but you can see I can't afford to throw a diamond. I'm going to have to bear this king of hearts. The thing is, declarer doesn't know that that finesse is working, or that it's going to drop the king now. If you throw them smoothly, what happens is that if you wait until you have to make a critical discard, and then you go into the office, am I going to throw this one, or this one, then effectively you give declarer a blueprint of the cards that you have. My advice would be is to, if you know how many discards you're going to make, you say to yourself, well, he's got 5 clubs to cash. I'm following to 2 of them. I've got 3 discards to make. You decide at that point, I'm going to throw 2 spades and a heart. And I won't do it in that order. I'll bear the king of hearts first. I'll throw a heart and then I'll throw 2 spades. And if you do that, it's far more difficult for a declarer to read that. You know, you'll be aware that the king might be dropping, but if you do it smoothly, then you haven't given him a clue about what difficulties you were in. That'll be 5 guineas. Yes, right. Any other questions on board 4, please? Excuse me. Right, let's go to board 5. 5 to the table. And we do have a competitive auction, you might say. North starts off with 1 spade. East passes. South bids 2 hearts. And our intrepid hero, seeing the vulnerability and being quite sure that they've got a game in a major, jumps to 5 clubs. Andrew Robson, famous bridge player, he will tell you the 5 level belongs to the opposition. And here South thinks, well, you know, can't possibly make this up. Look at all the points I've got and my partner's opened the bidding. So he doubles. Maybe they can make 5 hearts or 5 spades. In fact, they're going to lose 2 diamonds and a club, so they can't actually make a game in anything. So it's the right thing for them to double. And I can see Jeff saying to himself when he was playing this, I can't possibly make this. They've got 2 aces and 2. They've got 2 hearts and the ace of spades to cash. You're absolutely right. You can't make it, but this is match points. So we're trying to limit ourselves to 1 off. if they're making 4 spades or 4 hearts, which I think they are, they're going to lose 2 diamonds and a club. If we quick, then going 1 off is going to be a good save anyway. But not quite so good if we go 2 off. It'd still be good. But anyway, what lead do we get? We get the King of Hearts lead, I think. That's the suit partner bit. Now, let's assume that they carry on with hearts. I'm not seeing a reason why they shouldn't. We'll overtake this one, and we'll ruff the 3rd heart. Now, at the moment, we've lost 2 tricks, and we're definitely going to lose the Ace of Spades, and looks like we're going to lose the diamond as well. Yes, I think I was a misty fence, I think, but they'll all go down. They should go 1 down if they're careful, but going 1 down requires quite a lot of dexterity, shall we say, unless the opposition help. And the opposition did help at a couple of tables, I know, because I was swapping from one table to another. How do we avoid losing a spade and a diamond? Because we can take the diamond finesse, but that still doesn't stop us losing a diamond, and we've got a definite spade loser. And the thing we need to do is to set up a threat in the spade suit. We know that North has got 5 spades because the bidding went 1 spade past 2 hearts. So South does not have 4 spades. South has 3 at most. So if we can play spades often enough to set them up, or to set up so that only one person is guarding them, then we will have done the job. So let's play a spade now. We don't really care who's got it. What's South going to play? He definitely won't play a heart. He won't want to play a diamond. He could play a spade, or he could play a trump. Trump looks probably better. So let's play a... didn't mean to do that one. I meant to play a little one. There we go. We're going to keep that 4 of clubs just in case it's an entry. But we need the diamond finesse, so let's take the diamond finesse. Wow, there. Oh, sorry, I didn't. I meant to play the 6 of clubs. I thought I had played the 6 of clubs. Try again. Right, I win the spade. 6 of clubs. There we go. Right. We take the diamond finesse. And it wins. Now we're going to ruff a spade. And we're still keeping that 4 of clubs, because we know the 10 of clubs is going to drop. But now notice that we have a threat against North in the diamonds. He has to hang on to King X of diamonds come what may. So we can play the Ace of clubs to draw the 10. He can afford to let 1 diamond go. And now a little club to dummies 7. And ruff another spade. And now we're fairly sure that only North can look after the spade. And when we play the king of clubs, what is North to do? If he throws his ace of spades away, the five of spades will be a winner. If he throws a diamond away, which he probably will because he can see the spade threat, he doesn't know who's got the queen of diamonds. His partner might have it. So he's actually going to throw a diamond away. We will now throw the spade away. Diamond to the ace picks up the singleton king. And now we make the queen. Very easy for the defence to get this wrong and to allow declarer to escape for one off. But that way, declarer can make sure of not going more than one off. One off, non-vulnerable doubled, that's minus 100. That's going to be a good score. And the opposition can make a game in either major. Really? Well, I mean, you know, I was playing in a national event over the weekend. Those of you that come from the UK will have heard the Tourney. It's an inter-county. It's one of the major inter-county events of the year. And I was playing on that Saturday and Sunday. And on one board, my partner produced an over trick in his part score contract by a squeeze, and it was a good squeeze, and I congratulated my partner on it, and to be honest, so did the opposition. And we went on to the next board, and I was in 4 spades, and I'd only got 9 tricks, but I found a squeeze that gave me 10. And the opposition complained bitterly. It's bad enough having 2 bridge squeeze technicians, but to have it on 2 consecutive boards is just too much. But they were only kidding, of course. But, you know, squeeze technique can give you an awful lot of advantages once you grasp the principles. Yeah. And it's not too esoteric for anybody, Sanya, really. You just need to learn the principles and then put them into it. But it's just as important. If you're playing match points, you try to avoid going, if you're going off, you try to limit your losses. And if you're making, then you try to extend your advantage. You try to make over tricks if you can. That's what the game is about, isn't it? Pairs game anyway, match points. Do we have any other questions or comments on board 5? Okay, let us move on to board 6. He says, export to the table. No opposition bidding, and South is going to finish in 6 spades. The opposition are not going to say anything. We don't need the rest of the auction. And we get the lead, I should imagine, of a top club. King of clubs say. East is going to give a count by playing the 3. And we're probably going to bluff. Okay. Now, well, we have a possible diamond finesse. We have a possible heart finesse. But we're only going to be in dummy once with both those options still available, because if we cross the dummy with the king of diamonds, we can't take the diamond finesse anymore. And so it looks right that we can take the heart finesse, because if the heart finesse is working, then we wouldn't need the diamond finesse. We can cross the dummy to take the heart finesse again, and we just lose 1 diamond. So let's go around the dummy and take the heart finesse. That's our only direct entry. Right. Here's a good question. Should West take this or not? At least one table, West didn't. But then he found himself in difficulty later when these trumps were cashed. So I think it's probably better if he does take it. And now he's got to decide he's not going to play another club because he knows that's going to get rough. He doesn't want to give away the diamond position. He's got the 10. And if Leclerc's got something like ace 9x, a low diamond will give that game away as well. So he can safely exit with a heart. You play a high one just in case Leclerc has got ace jack and your partner's got a singleton. Right, but no, so Leclerc wins that one.
But East should not have played the 2 of hearts, Colin. They should have played the 7.
Well, we'll go back if you like, Jeff, but you're right, of course.
It makes a big difference to West defending.
Well, I think West should play a heart anyway. I don't think if East plays, we've gone back all these yellow blocks. Let's say he plays the 7. The 7 could still be a singleton. The point is, if he ducks it, what's he going to throw on all these clubs? He's going to be squeezing 3 suits effectively on all these spades. When Leclerc cashes the spades, West just can't stand the pressure because he'll know that his partner's only got 1 heart left, which is going to fall on the ace come what may.
But the point is, if East plays the 2 of hearts, West thinks partner has 3 and can happily play the heart suit and not keep them later. That was the trouble.
Yeah, but he's still going to take the king, I think. He should anyway.
Still in trouble, but
and he's still got to exit with a heart because it's the only safe exit he's got. But you're right. He should have played the 7 quite right. Right, so Leclerc wins that one. Now we're going to draw the trumps. Yes, seems to be the obvious thing to do. And what are we hoping for? Well, you'll notice that West cannot let a heart go, because if he does, the queen will drop his 9 and the 8 will be good. But he can afford to throw a club. And he doesn't want to give the game away in the diamonds. Leclerc could throw a diamond. He's still got 2 more trumps to cash. Well, Leclerc hasn't got 2 entries to dummy, so we don't need to keep 2 clubs. All right, so we can throw a club from dummy. Now, at this point, West has to throw a diamond. He has no choice. Right, we can continue to throw a club. There's the trumps drawn. Now we will cash the Queen of Hearts. And we know that it's West that is controlling the hearts. And we also know that West has got the Ace of Clubs. We don't know how many clubs he has, but he's got the ace because he led the king. So now when we play another spade, West can't throw his Ace of Clubs. He can't throw the 9 of Hearts. He has to throw a diamond. And we can throw a diamond. East will try and keep the diamonds covered. And on the next one, we're back to the situation that we saw in the hand earlier. We can throw the club away now because we know that West has got left 1 heart, 1 club, and 1 diamond. And because he's thrown all those diamonds away, there are only 3 diamonds to come. And we know that that one's going to drop. Another show up squeeze, if you like. Come on. because we knew that West had the ace of clubs and the heart, we were able to count his diamonds, and he'd thrown 3 away. And when he followed to the last one, then the queen of diamonds was going to drop. 13 diamonds in the pack. We've got 4 in dummy. We've got 3 in hand. He started off with 4. Therefore, his partner only had 2. Simple when I put it like that, isn't it? But difficult to do at the table, I know. Any questions or comments on board 6? Right, we move on to board 7. Yeah. It's simple the way I explain them, Sanya, don't you think? Don't you think that's right? Let's give you the auction. South bids a diamond. There we go. And West overcalls a heart. North bids a spade. Promises 5 at least, the way most people play it. Well, there seems to be a rising tendency to overcall on 4 card suits in those situations. South bids 2 spades. He's got 3 card support and he knows his partner's got 5. And North now bids 4 spades. Why not? He's not got a bad hand. Now we get the lead of the King of Hearts. We'll say they're playing encouraging and discouraging. Let's assume that that's the case. Now we're going to play another one. West will overtake. And play a third one. That's 3 tricks in the bag. And, well, as long as he keeps 4 diamonds, that's going to be enough. He doesn't want to give the game away in clubs as yet, if he can help it. Right, what's West going to play? Well, he won't play a club. He won't play a heart. That would be a rough and discard. So he's got the choice between a diamond or a spade. Either is fine. Either is fine. But let's assume he plays a spade. That seems to be as good as anything. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to play a second spade. And then we're going to, oh, that's interesting. East hasn't got any more spades. Right. Well, we're going to find out how the diamonds are. See if we can find out who's got the length in diamonds, because this is going to help us later. Take a slight chance that the second diamond might be roughed, but it's not that likely. Now we can rough this high. West is going to throw it. Right, so what information have we got? We know that East is still controlling the diamonds, and only East, because West hasn't got any. Okay, so now we can play. Yes, we know what the shape is exactly, Jeff, yes. East has to hang on to that queen of diamonds, therefore he has to throw a clubs. And again, he still has to hang on to the diamond. Right, we can throw the diamond away now. We're back where we were before, this show-up squeeze. When we play 2 clubs, either the queen will drop from East, because we know he's only got 2, or it will drop from West on the second one. Easy when I put it like that, but not so easy at the table. And the secret here really is to cash those two top diamonds and rough a diamond. You're going to be roughing it high anyway, but you find out who's got the diamond length. And if you found out that West started off with 5 diamonds, then it becomes an odds-on chance that the club finesse will now be working, because it will be East that's got all the clubs. Right, don't be shy. Any questions or comments on board 7? Okay, board 8, the last board coming up.
I think you should stress, Colin, it's so easy for people to go and rough with their long suit of trumps. But if they can leave a card in dummy, that's a threat, and then run their long suit of trumps, it puts a lot of pressure on the ops.
Exactly, and it's knowing what that pressure is that makes this squeeze play so appealing once you get it right. Sometimes people just cash their winners and they fall into a squeeze by accident. They don't appreciate what they're doing, but it works just the same. Yeah, you don't rough tricks in the long hand to give you extra tricks, because it doesn't. If you've got 5 spades in your hand, whether you use them as trumps for drawing trumps or whatever, there'll still be only 5 tricks, whether you use them for roughing or not. But if you use them for roughing to gain information about the distribution, that's a different story. That's something that is worth doing. Yeah. Okay, here's board 8. No opposition bidding, and it's East that's going to finish in 4 hearts. Everybody made most with an over trick. Well, good for them. I wonder how they did it. Oh, yes, I know how they did it, because I was watching this. The opposition didn't defend it as well as they might have. At least the ones I was watching. I can't watch them all. Right, 4 hearts, and we got the lead of the Jack of Diamonds, I suspect. Yeah, Jack of Diamonds. All right, there's no point in North putting his king on, because he knows Declarer's got the queen and the ace. It's possible, if you're playing with a more weaker partner, that he may have led from ace jack 10. I personally won't underlead an ace against a suit contract, with the possible exception if partners bid the suit and I desperately want him to lead something else back. But here, if I was sitting North, I would know that Declarer's got the ace and the queen. But it's not going to make a difference. Let's assume that we play the king, just on the off chance that South has led from ace jack 10. No, not to be. And South Declarer thinks, well, I'm going to get my diamond rough in dummy then. So he roughs a diamond, and North over roughs. Why not? Now it's here that things diverged somewhat. I think the right play at this point is to play a heart, so that Declarer can't rough. I'm going to make those heart tricks anyway, but I don't want Declarer using a diamond rough to force out one of my trumps without using one of his own trumps. So I think I'm going to stop him roughing the diamond totally by playing a heart. Now, what have we got? Well, we'd like to know about these clubs, but what we do know is South has got the remaining diamonds. So South has still got 2 diamonds left. We don't know about the clubs, but we can make South discard things. Well, let's say he lets a club go. We're going to throw a spade. And we're going to play another trump. Give him his trump trick. Well, South doesn't want to throw another club. He can throw a spade. Natural for North to throw to lead a spade now. He definitely doesn't want to play a club. And now South can afford to throw one diamond. Well, he doesn't really know who's got the Queen of Spades. He'll probably throw a club now. But you see the position that we're in? If he throws another club, declarer knows that North has only got two clubs, and whoever's got the Queen is going to drop. He can't throw the 10 of diamonds if he throws the King of Spades. We still know he's got the 10 of diamonds and two clubs. The 10 of, we can't make the diamond trick, but he's given away the position of the clubs. We now know that North's Queen is going to be dropping. And it's certainly at one of the table I watched, declare a ruffed a diamond at trick 3, North over ruffed, and then played a spade. And then subsequently, declare was able to ruff the diamond. It wasn't even over ruff, but even if it was, he's got enough tricks now because he got an extra trump left in his hand. But I'm not surprised that. Isn't it dangerous to play the Queen of Diamonds? In case, well, but you need the ruff, Jeff. You need the diamond ruff. You know, you're not just not going to have enough tricks otherwise. Well, but if it is, then we can't make it anyway.
No, if you play from dummy towards your hand and they ruff the single.
Well, let's say
you took a loser. You took a small 3 of diamonds on it.
Well, I know, but you're still only going to make the Queen, and you're still going to have a diamond loser. And how are you going to get to dummy to do that? You're going to play a club to the ace.
Yes.
And now when North takes his ruff of the diamond and plays another club, you've sort of lost things now.
I'm just remembering some examples that you and Alan gave on previous weeks where this kind of distribution was set up and you had to do this.
Yeah, there will be occasions where you have to lead towards your honours to avoid the risk of getting them ruffed. But here, you can quickly work out that the opposition can defend against that. If the diamond is going to be rough because North has only got a singleton, then we can only get to dummy by playing a club, and he will appreciate you've got no entry outside of the clubs, and he'll simply play a club back. And then now, you know, you try to cash a club and he ruffs it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So it won't work here, but I take the point. Do we have any more questions or comments on any of the boards that we've played tonight?